That was Yes Roundabout here on KRIM 96.3 FM. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio. It is Friday. It is game day, so we have the Longhorn Football team. Well, not the entire team, but a couple members of the team and Coach Burke in the studio this morning to talk football and to talk about tonight's game against Valley Christian.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so welcome in Coach Burke, KP, and also Hunter Bowman. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, you're so welcome. So, you started the day off with, I believe, the football tradition, Longhorn football tradition,
Absolutely.
breakfast at Pinion Cafe. So,
Yes, sir. With the Pinion Cafe, we had Coach Burke come speak with us today.
oh, nice.
Carpe Diem.
Hey,
And
there you go.
Talking about season moment, and he had a great message today, and really got the boys fired up. Some of them were ready to suit up and play at 6:30 this morning.
They're ready to go.
So we had to settle them back down, say calm down, go home, take a nap first. We'll come back later.
Coach Burke has that effect on everyone, man.
Yes, he does.
I think
Yes,
if
he
you're breathing, if you have a heartbeat, and you're listening to Coach Burke, oh man,
Yes,
he
sir.
does. Hey there, okay, boys. Here's what I tell you, boys. I mean, he's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he is. So you had your pancakes this morning, KP?
Oh yeah, I got good pancakes with the syrup and the butter, just pre-game rituals,
Pre-game, that's right. Because pancakes for breakfast, pancakes on the field. That's
Yes,
the
sir.
motto, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you guys playing Valley Christian tonight.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And what have you seen with those guys film? Like looking at film this week.
They're tough. They're athletic. They're obviously the record's great because they're very talented. They have a quarterback that he can really throw the ball around, and they got 4 or 5 really solid athletic receivers that they use really balance well.
Wow.
There's not really one target they attack. Running wise, they have a big physical offensive line, kind of a steeple of running backs that they kind of mix through. And on the defensive side, they play a similar style of defense that we've seen the last couple of weeks. That in all honesty, we've struggled against because these odd fronts are different blocking rules and things like that.
Gotcha.
So, but the plus side of that is that we've had really 3-4 weeks playing the same style of defense, so we've been able to really adjust a lot of our rules, and we've kind of become more, more balanced in what we're able to do versus those type of fronts. So I think that's going to really help us establish a running game right off the bat, and kind of really help open up some passing lanes for us. So like I said, they're very tough. They're very athletic. We're well coached, disciplined, but we got to execute our game plan. I think our coaches have put together a great game plan, all 3 phases, and we got to come out and execute. That's it.
There you go. And speaking of running games, last Friday up in Blue Ridge, Hunter, you ran the ball a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
How did you feel after the game?
It really hit me just because of the loss, really, but it just hits you, I guess. You don't really, after the game, you don't really feel the physical part. It's mainly just the mental part. I don't really, and then you kind of start feeling the actual physical stuff, once you get home.
Yeah.
Kind of body starts to ache a little bit, put that ibuprofen in, but other than that, it's really just the mental part, I would say. You don't feel it physically in the moment as much as you would think, So it's just mentally, it really affects you mentally. There's so much, it's hard to just kind of keep calm in games sometimes. Because you're playing this side of the ball, and then you're just like, I need a moment, and it's like, sometimes it really takes a lot of mental focus to catch your breath. And I would say it's just a real big mental aspect.
Mental. And something I noticed in the game, and I don't know, tell me if I'm off on this, but it seemed like the second half, the offense, you guys offensively, you seemed determined to score. I mean, you guys wanted to score, and you kind of, the energy level on the offensive side of the ball, I felt just watching, was maybe a little bit higher than on the defensive side of the ball, which I really haven't noticed or seen at all this year, or So
and that just shows how effective our offense can be.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what sucks. And I really think we can be very effective in some areas, in a lot of areas actually, but it just takes the team to come together, and that's what I feel like we're kind of struggling on, is where those areas we're struggling at, and try to figure it out and put everybody into the same page.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about that, like with the offensive line, and that's how it is. Where we talked, and Coach, you've mentioned this, where you've seen on film, it was just like one piece, just little piece, like that last piece to break a big run, or to make that play successful. And I guess that all comes down to that execution you're talking about, executing all the way through the play, not just the beginning, the middle, but you have to execute all the way through. And it seemed like in that last game, it's the second half, things were starting to execute. Did you feel it on the line, KP?
Oh yeah, like you just start figuring out people, or you figure out their team and what they're doing, and obviously they started putting points on us, and it became more personal, and we take it to heart. So
yeah,
had to go do something. I just can't stand there and take it.
Yeah, and that's what it seemed like the offense. It seemed like the offense in that second half had like a little bit of an attitude, man. Had an attitude and was coming out, and you could tell they wanted to score and ended up scoring there, and that must have felt good.
It did. It did, yeah.
Yeah, we got to come, like I said, we got to, part of our focus this week has been simplifying stuff, and I think that some of our issues has been a little bit of some miscommunication, we've had more organizational penalties, false starts, formation type penalties the last couple of weeks, because I think we're probably throwing too much
Gotcha.
in. So really the focus in this week is to simplify and to cut down what we're going to run down significantly, and so that we can play with confidence, we can play with speed, we can play with effort, and we trust our assignment. So that's kind of the big focus is that we can compete with anybody, and I truly believe that. These guys have shown that we can compete with anybody when we are all on the same page. And getting there, like I said, one person, not necessarily with a lack of effort, but a lack of confidence, they're going to be hesitant, and then they're not able to execute full speed. So trying to get, at this point, trying to get everybody on the same page and playing 11 positions on one side of the ball with 100% confidence. That's the mission. So I think part of it is simplifying, keeping it simple, and just saying, come out and allowing now, just say, hey, this is what we're gonna run. Let's go out and out physical. So, and that's our game plan. And luckily, these guys have shown, and these guys I'm so proud of this group in a lot of ways, and more than just one way, but one thing that we've never questioned is our lack of effort and our lack of physicality and our lack of try. So even when there's things that don't go our way, and we have some sloppy mistakes and fumbles and things like that, they're really kind of outside of our brand of football that we've shown this year. You show the guys are going to go out and we ain't going to quit, and that's what you see in the second half. And and with some turnovers and some things not going our way, the score got away from us. But our kids went out. We said, you know what? Screw this. We're gonna go score. And
I think an example of what you're saying as far as just trusting, and was Keenan Potter and the kickoff. So kickoff where one return he was hesitant, got tackled, pretty deep, and then that return he took it to the house.
Yeah.
It was totally different, where he kind of knew, what his blockers were going to be doing, and he trusted them to do that, and he was gone. So like just the difference between where that potential is like always there, the blockers, doing their jobs, and then he has obviously the speed. And but yeah, you notice that the difference, and I think if that is the case on the offense as well, where you'll see those plays really happening.
And kick return and punt return, those are two very unique positions where you don't always put your most physical player because you have to be really athletic. You
Yeah.
have to be very athletic to do that. And so a lot of times you put receivers and corners out there and stuff. And the fact that there's 11 guys screaming down the field,
Yeah.
when you catch it, and if
They're
protection
all-
doesn't look there, it is extremely intimidating. So,
Yeah.
and for us to say, and Keaton's done a great job. Keaton tied the school record for most kick returns in a season this year.
Really?
And he took over halfway through the season, and he's done a great job this year. But for us to say, hey, you just need to trust it. Don't look for lanes, and you run. KP sets the wedge and kick return. I said,
Yeah.
go put your nose between the 6 and the 2 on his jersey, and go run his butt over.
Yeah.
And that's easier said than done.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
that is easier said than done. And
Yeah.
for the fact that sometimes that pressure doesn't, that you see all those guys coming down, and it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know about this,
Yeah.
and what your own thing,
Oh,
but
yeah.
for you to really trust and dig your nose in there and run
Yeah.
it, and he's had a great success this year
Yeah.
doing it. So
Yeah.
that's funny because we had a talk right before that kickoff.
Oh, yeah.
A very kind, nurturing conversation before that about how he needs to.
Kind nurturing, I don't know about that.
Kind of nurturing conversation with Pete about how he needs to.
That's what we
trust
would
the
call
kick
it.
return.
Yeah, that's what you call it.
These guys are too loyal to wrap me up.
Some different plays on the offense. Saw the direct snap. You get a direct snap. How is that something that you worked on for a while, or was that hard for you, or was that pretty easy? Did it feel good?
So it honestly, when we first kind of put it into play, we did it because we had that bye week before
Yeah,
Blue Ridge,
yeah.
and that's when we had first put it into play. And I was like, at first I was a bit nervous about it, and then I was like, there's nothing I can't do. It's football. I can play any position. Put me anywhere, I'll do it.
Mhm.
And so that's what I kind of switched my mindset into. I was like, I can do it. And so ever since then, I was just confident about it, and
Mhm.
never really just doubted myself, because I just feel like the more you doubt yourself, the more you mistake.
Oh yeah, yep.
So I just said, don't doubt yourself, you can do it. And I just kept practicing, handoffs, pulling this, pulling that. I did struggle, I did,
Mhm.
but you eventually get it. And
Yeah.
But it takes time,
Yeah. No, I was impressed because having not seen that
Mhm.
this season at all. It's like
Yeah.
whoa, it looks really natural out there.
Mhm.
Hunter's like doing this and looking real natural. No, it didn't look like clumsy or like he doesn't know what he's doing. It looked good and it seemed to be effective too.
Hunter's our utility knife in the football field.
Yeah.
We need somebody to.
The Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. So we need somebody. We need to throw him a running back, throw him a slot receiver, put him a safety, put him a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Every time that we're practicing PAT and Ben Mangini's not there to kick in practice,
Mhm.
Hunter's the first one right. He's like, I'll kick.
Okay, I can do it, coach.
And,
Come on.
And then he puts one in the back of the helmet of one.
And the next one goes right into his back.
But there's. I'll say one thing that he puts everything into it, and one thing he's 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So we love it.
Well, somebody that I heard the emotion up on the top of the press box is when KP came into the game, second half there. He was yelling. I heard him yelling, "Let's go!" He's yelling. You could hear it up there. I'm like, I like the energy, man. Yeah, I know. And now you went off too. You had it seemed like I don't know, injury or what was going on there?
That field was slick, so I kept rolling my ankle right there. It was just it would roll just right where it just hurt for a good 2 minutes, and then just walk it off a little bit.
Gotcha.
Happened good 5 times, but we just keep pushing through, just walk it off and try to get back out there as much as possible.
Gotcha. So with the slick field, huh?
Yeah.
The moisture. It seemed like there was more moisture in the air, especially as the night went on. It got colder, at least up on the box.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was just weird because that field, it's kind of like ours, where the middle's kind of torn up and the outsides are kind of bushy.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it felt like playing on your field, but every time you'd hit the middle on ours, it's kind of like concrete. You can plant and everything, but
Gotcha.
down theirs was too slippery. So you put it out and it's just pushing you. So the dirt was just the soil was so like loose in a way. It
Gotcha.
was very weird.
Like our concrete field. Come on, coach.
Hey, I will say about this. In game, it's not bad. Practice is where it's concrete.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Practice is where you're feeling it. Well, because all the adrenaline in a game. So you got the adrenaline,
That
like
could
you're
be
saying,
it, or it's
where you
soft.
don't feel it, physically because you're all pumped up and everything.
Yeah.
But practice, it's
Easy when you say 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and it's literally a pile of dust. That's one thing.
Oh man, that's too much. Well, hey, tonight's kickoff 7 o'clock at Longhorn Stadium, and it's against Valley Christian. So everyone, come on out, cheer on the Longhorns again as they take on Valley Christian. And thank you guys for coming in this morning.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome. And yeah, I hope again you guys have a great game tonight. And yeah, hey, there'll be a lot of Longhorn Nation, the faithful there cheering you on. Yeah, it's good. The home games, man. The support, huh? You guys have get great support out there.
It feels nice to end the season. You know, not saying we're ending now, obviously, but if we were to, it feels nice to end the season on home games, though. I will say that.
Yes, and it was a shocker to me, man, because we were looking out there, your dad and I announcing, and how different it is in Blue Ridge, man. Just like maybe half the stadium, half the bleachers full. That's it. I'm like, man.
We're blessed to play in front of a home crowd that really our community shows up for our guys.
Oh yeah.
And so we're very blessed. These kids talk about it all the time, and just showing up like with everything.
Yeah.
Coach Burke's talking this morning, and team breakfast that's provided to us by the Community Cafe, and team dinner last night at say Tana's house, where they have a huge setup and kids are playing football in the backyard and stuff.
Nice.
It's just we're extremely blessed in this community. These guys, so
A lot of great support.
we appreciate all the support we get.
Go Longhorn.
Go Longhorn. All right. Well, hey, again, 7 o'clock tonight out at Longhorn Stadium. Hope to see you guys there. If you can't make it out, or if you have family, friends out of town, let them know they can watch on the Payson High School Longhorns Facebook page or our YouTube channel, KRIM 96.3 FM. All right, guys. Well, thanks again. Everyone listening, have a great day. We'll be back for our Community Spotlight program with the Hometown Movie Guys in just a bit.
All right.
Go.